Today, I wanted to kind of have a conversation regarding the three most common types of job dissatisfaction stressors that I see in categories when I work with my clients. When we're dealing with employment and workplace stress, it's real easy to like crush everything together. And when we're having a hard time, to just be like, oh, everything sucks. I want to make sure that we are going to categorize things in the right way. So I've come up with the three P's of job dissatisfaction, and we'll start there. The most common that I often hear is people. And that is simply somebody coming and saying, listen, the persons or people at my job give me such a hard time, whether this be coworkers or managers or bosses. People probably are the number one presenting issue when people come in and say that they're having struggles with communication or getting along with people at their job. So the number one way that people deal with that is usually avoidance, which means that they try and stay as far away from that person as they can, which is good in the short term, but long-term wise isn't really beneficial. The second P would be position. And this is most often when people feel like the position isn't a good fit. Either they were hired into a position that wasn't what they thought it was, or it's not progressing the way that the person would want it to be. Also, sometimes, let's be honest, we start in a position and we think it's going to be something, and it just never kind of turns out to be what it is we expected. So for position, a lot of times I spend time with my clients thinking about what else that they would rather do, or maybe some ways to take that position and work on things that they really, really like to do. The third and probably most important is the third P is perspective, because perspective has to do with the way that you think about your job and your purpose in that particular agency or industry and what work you need to do. This is definitely my favorite to work with, because I feel like it's the place where we have the most growth, we can do the most with. But it is also hard, because then people generally think, well, are you just going to tell me to be more grateful or focus on the positive things that I have in order to feel better? No, I'm not gonna tell you that, because that's a little condescending. I will say this, that the research continually supports those who are mindful, grateful, and can really take stock in the things that they're doing well, consistently show higher scores of satisfaction. So if there's a perspective that you're holding, let's say the perspective would be, my workplace isn't appreciative of the things that I do, or they don't pay me enough, or this place is unethical or illegal. Here's a side note: if it's unethical or illegal, make sure you're reporting stuff to, I don't know, the people and the chains that need to be reported. I know it can be scary, but if your perspective is that you work for an unethical or illegal company, people generally don't do real well in those companies when they've kind of discovered that. But I do also understand that that's difficult to do. The three P's are people, position, perspective. So start thinking about that this week. Figure out if you have a little dissatisfaction, even in your personal life or your job life. Let's figure out where those are, and we'll begin to take steps to heal each one of those things.